I'm the Dick,
I'm the chick.
and this is the Dick and Chick Show, sports show that is totally biased. Today we're going to start off with the first topic, NBA playoffs, and how until a couple nights ago, they were the worst playoffs ever.
I mean, I personally don't entirely agree with you on this one. I thought that game 2 of the Clipper-Memphis series was awesome, phenomenal, was consistently exciting. We didn't need all that hoo-ha drama that is going on in Boston versus the Knicks right now, with all the name calling and all the
Yeah, speaking of name calling, the report out is that Jordan Crawford, at the end of the game, said something to Melo about Garnett doing something to Carmelo's wife. Is that out of bounds, or is that fair game in competition?
I mean, trash talking is just a part of the game. It's part of the sport. It is what it is. But to be honest with you, show a little class here. There is something for a little old school band, like keeping it calm, keeping it classy, like old school banter. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
He didn't say it on the court. He said it after the game was over. Because Jordan Crawford didn't get on the court. So for him to say it, a little much. But, these guys, when it gets to that level, make the game way more interesting. Because previous to that, the Celtics were scoring 22 points a half, 25 points a half. The games were ending in the 70s. I mean, and it looked like these guys were out there playing tiddlywinks.
I mean, I understand your whole entire plight, but I mean, the game can still be interesting without the dirty talk, the no-name ball player.
It can be if it's high-quality basketball, where the score is 115 to 114 with people shooting 50%. But when you have teams that can't hit the broadside of a barn, I mean, this makes it interesting. And you have the fools like Josh Smith wearing all black to start this off, saying he was going to a funeral.
Right.
And that's just clown stuff. I mean, really.
I mean, the banter's clown stuff too.
It is, but it's got us talking about it. Otherwise, this series, I mean, we haven't talked about the Heat or San Antonio who are lounging, waiting for
their next
opponent. How cool would it be if they, in all this downtime, decided to scrimmage each other, getting ready for the finals?
If it weren't illegal, that'd be awesome. What do we have next?
Tim Tebow. Tebow recently cut by the Jets, and the reports out of New York are that he never got his chance last year because he couldn't understand the playbook and couldn't read defenses. And I don't know if that's valid or not, but that's the reports of why they had McElroy start a game over Tebow and never gave him the chance.
Right. I mean, I personally am not the hugest proponent of Tebow, but I definitely am not one of the millions of haters out there. I mean, he obviously was able to read the playbook in Denver.
Mm-hmm.
He was able to make the playoffs in Denver when they didn't. Nobody even thought they were gonna, get to a 500 record.
Yeah.
I mean, let's give the kid a little bit more credit. More credit's due.
Now, the thing that no one wants to talk about is that it might be because he's a little too religious and in your face about the religion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no one wants Jehovah's Witness coming to their door.
Of course,
it's honest. Let's be honest. And you don't want someone, trying to convert you to Christ as your savior every 2 seconds. And, that wears thin. Who knows? Rex Ryan could be an atheist. I don't know.
Or Satanist, whatever.
Or Satanist. Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, neither here nor there. But no, I definitely. I mean, let's face facts. The kid's a good kid. He's still a good person. He's still a nice guy. He's he's not the one out there causing major drama and getting DUIs and getting possession charges on cocaine and drugs and what have you. So
from all accounts, he's an awesome guy. But I do say that behind closed doors, people resent religious fanatics.
Oh, but I will take a religious fanatic over a drug addict any day. I mean,
Yeah, of course. But I mean, a famous drug addict was Lawrence Taylor, and he was MVP and winning games and winning Super Bowls, and you let stuff like that slide when people are winning. I mean, Tebow has won a little bit in Denver, but I mean, right now, no one believes he can.
well, I mean, proof will be in the pudding if he does get picked up
Well,
by Miami.
let's put some odds on that. Is he going to get picked up by another NFL team this year?
Well, Miami's looking at him right now, so let's not shut the door on Tebow yet.
Okay.
It'll be probably a snowball's chance in hell, but
no. I think it's 100% chance he gets picked up.
Okay.
He can't be a second or third string quarterback for some of these NFL teams. He definitely can be. The problem is they don't want to bring the circus to town, and all his media obsessed fans, and that's what it is. If he can tone that down and the media attention kind of subsides a little bit, he can sneak into a roster and make a team for sure.
No, I mean I don't believe as full-heartedly as you do on this one. I am not going to go with 100%, but I'm going to go 60. 60% on this.
That he makes the NFL roster this year.
Yes, 60% that he makes the NFL roster this year.
And 140% that he sings some Jesus song.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
There will be a YouTube on shortly for Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
Jesus loves me. This I know.
The next big story coming out is HGH use.
Mm-hmm.
A Milwaukee paper reported that an anonymous NFL player, which by all assumptions would be a Green Bay Packer, says that 10 to 15 players on each team are using HGH. But that's not the issue that I think is surprising to people.
Right.
The one that I like is that Ryan Russillo of ESPN has gone off and said that who cares?
Right.
They're not doing anything to stop it. They did collectively bargain to test for it, but there's no testing yet.
Of course.
And right now, there's no long-term studies on the side effects. And it seems like every housewife in LA and every actor and actress is taking the stuff.
Well, I mean, it definitely comes down to the almighty dollar, which I've always truly believed in. Unfortunately, this world is ruled by money, and when money becomes a factor, morals go out the window. So for who cares if they take human growth hormone and they're running faster, they're jumping higher, they're getting quicker, whatever.
Here's the problem: steroids obviously gives you an advantage, and that you can tell when the steroids are in your system. HGH is naturally produced in your body.
Right.
It slows once you hit your 30s, but some people can have naturally higher HGH levels.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they can test and see when it's off the charts, but proving that that's not naturally occurring may be a little harder than people are saying.
Go on.
The next topic is Dwight Howard signing with the Lakers. It's obvious he can get the most money here, and he seems to like LA. But does LA like him?
I mean, we are currently in the Los Angeles area, Redondo Beach, actually specifically, and everybody in LA is just on the negative for this guy. Commentators, fans, etc. Definitely one of those people that is not a Dwight Howard believer, as far as his leadership, as far as he's a great player, no doubt about that whatsoever. But can he lead this team to a championship?
No. I mean, he's not a leader. He's a good stat filler. He's going to get his 12 to 13 rebounds. He's going to get his 18 to 20 points. He's going to block shots. But there's also the millionaire tax out here. So if he had any brains, he'd be in Texas, Houston or Dallas. Sounds about right to me.
Right. I mean, there are tons of legalities we can go into, but I mean, case in point, no Dwight for the Lakers.
No Dwight for the Lakers, and this is the Dick and Chick Show signing off. We'll see you soon.